Well, hello guys, and welcome once again to a new video. In today's video I make a follow-up on how to repair this type of speakers, Bluetooth speakers, active Bluetooth speakers. In this case we are working on an Ibiza Sound port 15 VHF-BT with a 15-inch driver, which has a power problem, a really common problem on this type of speakers. But this type of speaker is also sold under different brands, different namings, like QTX, for example, in some areas of the world. So if you have this type of problem, this is also the way to resolve it. So I think you saw already the video on my channel where I disassemble this, trying to find out what's the problem inside. In the meantime, I managed to resolve it, but I needed some parts. I made some improvisation with some part that I had laying around, but I had to order the necessary parts in order to make it again perfect fitting. So for you to understand what's the usual problem with this type of speakers, hopefully you can see here the internals, is, as I said, something to do with the power. So of course this has a battery, a 12-volt battery inside, but also can be plugged into the mains. And usually the problem with this, as you can see here, you have a charge and power LED. Hopefully you can see. And now only the charge LED is powered, and here is the power switch. When I put the power switch, it only flips for a minute or comes red in some cases. This is due to a short circuit on the power rail of the main board. And here are different boards, and the main board with the amplifier is over here. I will disassemble this and show you exactly what's the problem, how to resolve it, and how we ended up in this with this defect. Okay, let's go. Okay, so I've removed already the main board out of the speaker, and we will focus on this part over here, which is the amplifier and the input part of the speaker. Here is where our problem lays. And also this is the part where the power supply, the 12-volt power supply comes to the other parts of this speaker. So for this we have to remove this board. And completely remove all the connectors. I will explain step by step what are all these connectors used to. So one over here, one is over here, one over here, the power, and this one, the input. And these are the LEDs, which unfortunately are soldered. So we cannot remove them, but nevertheless we have access to this board. And for this there are two additional screws, one over here one here and one additionally here, which holds the amplifier chip against this aluminum heat shield. And here we can remove the board. And hopefully, taking aside the improvisation that I did here, you can already see a lot of burn, and also over here a burned area. So what happened first of all before changing any parts, any part? Here the first connector is the power switch, so on and off, no problem. Then the second one is for the battery. So this connector is charging the battery and also taking 12 volts from the battery when the speaker is powered by battery. Then this one, the third connector, is for the 12 volts input. If you have a separate 12 volts DC input that you want to power on this speaker, you can bypass this transformer and you can power it by this one. So we will not take it into consideration. And this is the 12 volts AC, which comes from this transformer and goes through this bridge rectifier and the entire rectifier area of the board, which makes 12 volts DC. Everything here works fine. The only problem is with these three components over here. So what happened? We had inside of this unit, if you remember on the other video, a big battery. This is a nickel cadmium, I think, or lead battery. It's not a lithium battery, that's for sure. And this, when they are really depleted, they are going into short circuit. And this, I've already measured this. This is already 3 volts, so cannot take the necessary current to charge again to 12 volts. And what happened? This got into short circuit and put a lot of stress on this two resistors over here. These are 1.8 ohms, 5 watts, and they got extremely hot because due to the short circuit and the high current that went through them, that got so hot. One of them, you can see, they should look like this boxy, white boxy one. Look how it ended up being, so completely shattered. And also the value is changed. This one kept a little bit the value, and I put a 2 ohm resistor. I don't know the wattage of this, but in order to test it, I said, okay, we can do it. And there is a third problem with the relay. Here, this got melted, the housing got melted, and also inside. And this is sometimes clicking, sometimes not clicking. So I've also, on the other side, I tried to clean up the entire mess, and also on this side, try to clean up and see if there is any trace that didn't make contact or something. But yeah, everything it's fine. So what I ended up doing is buying some new 1.8 ohms 5 watt resistors, 2 of them, and a pair of 12 volts 12-volt relays. In this case, we only need one. And in this situation, by changing them, we should have everything working perfectly. So the ordering code for this is SRA 12VDC CL. Really cheap. The entire repair kit, like so, costed me less than $2, give or take. Okay, so now that you know already what's going on, let's start and desolder the old components and put the new components, and yeah, finalize the repair. Okay, so for this we will need to completely desolder everything over here. Like so. Let's try also to remove the relay if we can. Like so. Look at the relay, how the box got. Yeah, so it had to be changed. Now we need to clean this area a little bit. For this we will use some breathed trace. There's a lot of solder over here. All right. So I prefer using this type of yeah, beaded trays, because it's easier to remove excess solder. I also have a vacuum gun, but it's not that efficient. And like so. All right. So now we have all the holes cleaned. Let's also be sure that this one is cleaned. Hopefully it is, but I don't think so. Okay, now it is. Okay. And now we can go ahead and insert the new components. So as you can see, the extent of damage that those resistors made. But fortunately, there's no trace damage whatsoever. Good, so we will start with the relay, this having the most amount of legs and being the most difficult part to insert here. This was fitted exactly into place. Okay, so we have our relay. like so. Then we should put our second, the first resistor, and for this I would use a little bit of shrink tube. Where is it? Over here. Not so much. But just enough for it to not make any connections or shorts. So have it like so. This way we are sure that it will not make any connections with other components. So this is the first one, and then the second one over here. Okay. And now the second one. Okay, I think we saw something here. This trace over here got so corroded that I'm afraid it doesn't make the necessary connection. So we will need to bridge it before putting this over here and then obstruct the area. So between this part over here, hopefully you can see this part over here and this pin, I think we don't have a connection. Let's see. So hopefully you can see what I'm doing over here. So over here, so there is a connection, but it's really, really, really small. It's only a hair dimension. So I will need to enforce this with something like this. Okay, so let's try and enforce this this trace over here. As I said, we will use this type of bridge. But first, let's prep the pad. So I think we managed to do it only with the solder. All right, so no need for us for this bridge. We have managed to do it only with solder. Okay. Let's also test the pads. Good. And here also let's test this. Okay, so now we can go ahead and put this last bit over here. This last resistor, one over here and one over here. But first let's shrink the tubes. Like so. Here. like so. And now we should have full contact. Also everything here is connected nicely. Let's remove the excess feet. So everything looks to be connected at this point, as well as these are not touching each other. And here now we can connect everything back together. So be careful with this part over here. There is a shield, a plastic shield over here. So be sure when you put the amplifier back in, should not make contact with the ground. So this is here for a reason. Be careful, otherwise you will blow your amplifier. So when you do this, this is when the problem may occur. Just make sure everything is aligned. Okay, so first let's put back these screws. Over here, one over here. Okay, and here is the screw. Good. So now we have to connect everything back together, and we can test. All right. So first would be this one. Then the switch. And here we have this connector over here. And now we have to connect everything back into place. This power over here, this 3-pin connector over here, What's nice is that all connectors are different, so there's no risk of connecting them in a wrong way. Only if you are really stubborn to do this. So okay, 3-pin connector over here. Then is this connector over here. Okay, this one comes over here. And we have this last one, which comes over here. And with this, we only have to connect the two speakers here and here. This being said, we can put everything back in place, like so. And we can start testing. So first way of knowing if it works is if we have green LEDs over here, and then if yes, then we can assemble the entire speaker all together. But everything should be fine. Let's see what would be the outcome. So power, so far so good. Yes, hopefully you can see we have two green lights and the display is powered on. So this means the unit is working. Powering off, we hear the relay. Powering on, no problem whatsoever. Yep, good. Let's just disconnect this and connect everything back together, put everything in the box together. So yeah guys, as you can see, the unit works now. It's connected to Bluetooth. We have two green lights and we have music. Yep. So the unit is working again, and yeah, this is how I managed to repair it. Again, you need to change this type of relay if it's bad for you in your case, and the 1.8 ohm resistors on the board. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If yes, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to my channel. If you have any questions, please put them in the comment section below. And yeah, guys, please subscribe to my channel. I'm near reaching 10,000 subscribers, so thanks again for that, and thanks for helping me achieve this milestone. Okay, so thanks again, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.